It's a good thing Colourpop called their newest palette Wild Nothing because they truly gave us nothing new. Hi friends, hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. Today I want to do a redesign of the Colourpop Wild Nothing palette, their latest release. I'll put a picture up here. Objectively, this is a lovely palette. It's got a beautiful array of neutral shades. It's got a pop of green. If that's your style, I'm not necessarily saying that this palette is inadequate or ugly or poorly designed, just that it is something that Colourpop has given us over and over again in those neutrals. There is nothing quite unique to it. It's beautiful on its own, but if you've got more Colourpop palettes, you already have all of these neutral shades. And I personally don't think it's worth to buy a whole palette just for a couple of green pops of color. I decided to have a little creative exercise and redesign the palette in a way that would make it be a bit more unique and more suited to my personal tastes and what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a palette. These shades will be from Sydney Grace and from Colourpop from their You Had Me at Hello palette, just for reference. Let's get started. So I know that this is a 12 pan palette, but I have like a bonus shade over here that I want to talk about. Let me tell you a bit about why I chose this particular color story and this particular layout. You've still got a good selection of basic neutrals that pull rather warm, reminding me of the desert and the sand dunes, the unbearable heat, the oppressive warmth, wind whipping in your hair, sand everywhere. So I did feel the need for some of those neutrals because this is not a cactus palette. This is a wild nothing palette, reminiscing a bit of, you know, the deserts where you would find an oasis here and there, or the great vast dryness of an American state like, say, Arizona or Texas or some other place where you've got these vast swaths of land that are just sand, beautiful mountains in the background, and cacti just flourishing everywhere. These three neutrals, these are from their You Had Me at Hello palette, and I feel that you can easily dupe these out either in their selection or in other palettes. What we have is a champagne light color that pulls warm, a basic mid-tone peachy brown, and a darker mid-tone warm brown. And you already have a basic neutral look over here. I wanted to like have an option to deepen out the outer V or create a more smokier eye. I have this dark brown color which can be found in the Urban Decay, one of their Born to Run palettes. But anyway, it's a dark brown. You find them everywhere. So now you've got a neutral option to deepen your neutral look or to deepen any of the other looks you will create with this. One more neutral would be MAC Woodwinked, which is a great shade to use on its own or with something in the crease. It is very multi-dimensional, a very warm shade, very sun shining down on the pyramids or sun shining on your eyes, just a Fata Morgana type of shade due to its subtle gold reflect, and the more you blend it out, the more it gets warm in the crease. It is truly a beautiful, unique shade that would work in either a colorful or a neutral look. I'll actually put up a look I did with this one. Our last neutral shade is Neve Cosmetics Passion Fruit. I know I'm cheating. It's a 13 pan palette. I don't believe 13 pans bring bad luck or something, or bad blending. I don't know. This is a warmer mid-tone brown satin shade that is like Woodwinked, a bit of a Fata Morgana shade where it's not a hard duochrome, but you can use it as a one shadow look, and it is beautiful. Just blend it out. If you blend it out in the crease, it gets warmer, it gets more matte. It's truly a beautiful sort of shade, but I don't feel that you necessarily need it in the palette. It was just, you know, a good to have. I decided to put Sydney Grace Golden Peach as a beautiful pop of color because it reminds me just, you know, of heat, of a very hot sun, a very hot summer day, feeling like the sun is just fire raining down your back. And I do feel that it would look great with these neutrals and the greens as well. Okay, let's talk about the colorful side of the palette. I'm gonna need to like move my arm a bit. We've got 4 green mattes, so you can have a full gradient. And one of the greens is actually a little bit more muted than the rest. Order, we've got Sydney Grace Calmeria, Sydney Grace Green Anjou, Sydney Grace Kiwi Fruit, and Sydney Grace Bravo. So why I picked these is because, well, maybe you want just a hint of green in your neutral look and you don't necessarily want full green eye look, so you would go with maybe Sydney Grace Bravo in the crease and any of the shimmers on the lid, and then Calmeria, Kiwi Fruit, and Anjou just make a beautiful gradient that can create a full look in the crease, and then you can pop on the lid whatever you want. Running out of space. Last 2, these are my picks for the shimmers. There's this discontinued Igneous Cosmetics eyeshadow in Olivine, and you've got actually a dupe for this in the NYX Cosmetics single in Venom. It's a beautiful mid-toned green, so exactly what you would need for either a full green look or a look that has a green in the crease, a green on the lid, and then, you know, neutrals in the crease. Another green is Sydney Grace Hyjinks, which is a warmer green and just a bit of a tonal difference from all of the colder greens that we had earlier. Overall, I feel that I just wanted them to come out with something a bit more interesting, a bit more varied, like their Good Sport palette from like 2 years ago. That was truly such a beautiful, wearable yet colorful palette that gave you so many possibilities. This Wild Nothing palette is beautiful, but it's nothing that I've not seen before from them, and it's so easily dupable if you have anything from their lineup and just a couple of green singles. Now that we have everything down, a bit of chatting about the different formulas that I have here. So Colourpop mattes, effortless, blendable, same as this Urban Decay one. MAC Woodwink I've described in detail. The Sydney Grace ones, I feel that they are beautiful, but they are very high pigmentation. These are not beginner shadows. These are shadows for people that know how to blend their shit, or for people that want a high impact. Their shimmers are beautiful and dummy proof though, so if you just put a shimmer on the lid, Sydney Grace is just gorgeous. But as I mentioned, their mattes, they're easy to blend, but they pack such a punch that you have to be careful with placement and how much you put from the beginning. Neve Cosmetics is really blendable, but it's not a high impact shade, so it's very forgiving, and I think you can tell that from the swatch. Overall, I feel that I did a good job redesigning this palette. The problem with the Wild Nothings is that it is a beautiful daytime palette, beautiful pop of green, but it is so easily dupable across their entire collection that if you already have a lot of Colourpop, it's just a bit superfluous. It doesn't serve much purpose aside from that pop. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my redesign. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of the Wild Nothings palette, what you think of my redesign. If you will buy anything from the new collection, I actually do plan to get one of the few non-palette things. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you the next time. Bye!